We've all been there. The grill is hot, friends are over, the outdoor movie is queued up, and then the dreaded buffering will strike. A few months ago, this exact scenario ruined my massive backyard BBQ. My indoor router couldn't pierce the exterior brick walls, and the generic Wi-Fi extender I panic bought completely short-circuited during a sudden summer drizzle, leaving my guests in awkward silence and me thoroughly embarrassed. That's why I took matters into my own hands. I spent the last few months rigorously testing the market's top options, putting them through heavy rain, intense heat, and massive data loads. In this video, I'm counting down the ultimate solutions to kill your backyard dead zones once and for all. Stay tuned. 7. D-Link E30. This device boasts universal compatibility and is marketed heavily toward users looking to expand their coverage with standard AX speeds. During my initial unboxing, I was quite pleased with its relatively compact design and the promise of easy integration into almost any existing home network setup. The D-Link has been a staple in the networking world for years, and the E30 aims to provide a straightforward, no-nonsense approach to blasting your Wi-Fi signal a bit further out into your yard or patio area. However, once I actually got this unit mounted and running outside, the real-world performance began to tell a slightly different story. While the setup process was moderately straightforward using their proprietary app, the interface felt incredibly dated and sluggish. More importantly, when I attempted to stream 4K video from the far corner of my half-acre yard, the E30 struggled to maintain a consistent throughput. The signal strength dropped off much faster than advertised, especially when dealing with minor obstructions like tree branches or a wooden gazebo. Another aspect of the D-Link E30 that left me wanting more was its physical resilience to the elements. The casing, while durable enough for a covered porch, felt decidedly less robust than true industrial outdoor access points. After a week of fluctuating temperatures and high humidity, I noticed the device running surprisingly hot, and I had to manually restart it twice when the 5 GHz band mysteriously dropped completely. It is not entirely without merit, as the 2.4 GHz band did manage to push a slow but usable signal quite far. Ultimately, the D-Link E30 is a functional device if you have very modest needs and plan to keep it well protected under a deep roof overhang. If you're just looking to get some basic smart yard lights connected or casually browse the web on your deck, it will get the job done. 6. Wavlink Wi-Fi 7BE 5100. On paper, this device looks like an absolute monster of modern networking technology. It brings the incredibly new Wi-Fi 7 standard to the outdoor space, promising blazing fast BE 5100 speeds, massive bandwidth channels, and a rugged waterproof enclosure designed to withstand heavy storms. When I first hooked it up via power over Ethernet, I was genuinely excited to see how the latest generation of wireless tech would handle my demanding outdoor stress tests. When I connected my newest Wi-Fi 7 compatible smartphone right next to the Wavlink, the speed test results were absolutely staggering. I was pulling gigabit speeds wirelessly in the middle of my grass, which is an undeniably impressive feat. The hardware itself is also built like a tank, featuring heavy-duty weatherproofing seals around the ports and solid, high-gain antennas that give it an aggressive, premium look. It genuinely felt like a piece of enterprise-grade equipment mounted on my exterior wall. Unfortunately, being on the bleeding edge of technology often means dealing with early adopter growing pains, and the BE 5100 is no exception. Throughout my month of testing, the firmware proved to be incredibly unstable. The device would occasionally reboot itself without warning during heavy traffic loads, abruptly kicking all my smart home devices offline. Furthermore, unless you own a whole suite of brand new Wi-Fi 7 compatible gadgets, you simply cannot take advantage of what makes this extender special, making it an expensive overkill for the average consumer's current ecosystem. While I have no doubt that firmware updates will eventually smooth out these rough edges, I have to judge the device on how it performs right now. The Wavlink BE 5100 is a fascinating glimpse into the future of outdoor networking, but the frequent connection drops and buggy software interface make it a frustrating daily driver. 5. Wavlink AX3000. Stepping back slightly from the bleeding edge of Wi-Fi 7, this Wi-Fi 6 solution proved to be an incredibly capable performer during my outdoor evaluations. It features omnidirectional antennas and an IP67 weatherproof rating, meaning it can genuinely survive torrential downpours, snow, an extreme summer sun without breaking a sweat or losing performance. What really impressed me during my testing of the AX3000 was its sheer consistency. I set up a continuous ping test while walking entirely around my property, and the signal barely fluctuated. The Wi-Fi 6 technology handles multiple simultaneous connections beautifully, which became highly apparent when I had 4 different guests streaming music, uploading videos, and browsing social media at the same time in the backyard. The power over Ethernet implementation here is also excellent, allowing for a clean, single cable installation right up to the roofline. The interface and setup experience with this Wavlink model felt significantly more refined than the previous entry. Accessing the web management page to tweak the transmission power and set up a dedicated outdoor guest network was a breeze. I particularly appreciated the high-gain antennas, which successfully punched the signal straight through the dense foliage of my oak trees, reaching a detached garage that had previously been a massive dead zone for my home network. Overall, the Wavlink AX3000 represents a serious sweet spot for homeowners looking to blanket their outdoor spaces with reliable internet. It delivers exactly what it promises without any unnecessary complications. It runs cool, stays connected for weeks on end without needing a reboot, and provides more than enough bandwidth for 4K streaming and outdoor gaming. It is a highly respectable choice that I can confidently recommend to almost anyone. 4. TP-Link Deco 7BE25. This device is an absolute game changer if you are already invested or looking to invest in a mesh network ecosystem. TP-Link has brought the power of Wi-Fi 7 into their immensely popular Deco line, and they wrapped it in a beautifully designed, completely waterproof cylindrical housing that looks incredibly sleek mounted on a patio pillar or a garden post. The most outstanding feature I experienced during my testing was the seamless roaming capability. With traditional extenders, your phone often clings to a weak indoor signal until it completely drops before switching to the outdoor unit. With the Deco BE25, the transition is absolutely flawless. I walked from my living room, through the kitchen, and out into the far backyard while holding an active video call, and the connection did not stutter for a single millisecond. The AI-driven mesh technology intelligently passed my device over to the outdoor node with perfect precision. Durability is another area where the BE25 shines brightly. I deliberately left it exposed during a massive, multi-day thunderstorm system to see if water would ingress into the base or affect the internal antennas. Once the skies cleared, the unit was functioning as perfectly as the day I unboxed it. Furthermore, the TP-Link Deco app remains one of the best in the business, allowing me to monitor the network, prioritize specific devices like my outdoor smart TV, and run diagnostics right from my phone while sitting on the lawn. This unit brings enterprise-level mesh reliability straight to your backyard. The speeds are phenomenal, the latency is practically non-existent, and the aesthetic design is modern and unobtrusive. If you want a setup where you can essentially plug it in, sync it to your app, and completely forget about it while enjoying flawless internet everywhere on your property, the Deco BE25 is a brilliant investment. 3. Wavlink AX1800. While it may not have the massive speed numbers of the AX3000 or the Wi-Fi 7 models, it makes up for it by being an absolute, unrelenting workhorse of an outdoor access point. Featuring a highly ruggedized, weatherproof body and 4 powerful detachable antennas, this device is built for maximum coverage and maximum versatility in challenging environments. When I put the AX1800 to the test, I decided to mount it in the most difficult spot I could find, around the corner of a thick brick chimney facing a long, narrow stretch of yard. The penetrating power of the signal was exceptional. Because the antennas are detachable, you have the rare ability to upgrade or swap them out for specialized directional antennas if you need to blast a signal hundreds of feet down to a dock or a distant shed. Out of the box, however, the included antennas provided a surprisingly wide and robust blanket of coverage. During my prolonged stress tests, the device handled harsh weather variations beautifully. It endured scorching afternoon, direct sunlight and cool, damp nights without ever dropping a connection. I used it to connect 2 outdoor security cameras and a smart doorbell simultaneously alongside casual web browsing, and the AX1800 managed the traffic routing perfectly. The Wi-Fi 6 capabilities ensure that latency stays low, which made viewing my live security feeds entirely instant and buffer-free. The Wavlink X1800 earns its high spot on this list because it is arguably the most practical choice for the vast majority of consumers. It is aggressively priced, incredibly durable, and offers customizable antenna options that you rarely see in this category. It provides rock-solid, everyday performance that you can count on, making it a stellar addition to any outdoor smart home setup. 2. TP-Link Deco 7 Outdoor BE65. This is essentially the bigger, badder, and significantly more powerful sibling to the BE25 we discussed earlier. If you have a massive property, host large outdoor gatherings, or demand absolutely zero compromises in your networking hardware, the BE65 is an absolute masterpiece. It utilizes advanced Wi-Fi 7 technology paired with TP-Link's Home Shield security suite, creating a network that is not only lightning fast but incredibly secure. Testing the BE65 felt like wielding commercial-grade stadium Wi-Fi in my own backyard. I invited dozens of friends over and encouraged everyone to log onto the network. We had people uploading videos, streaming music to multiple smart speakers, and playing mobile games simultaneously. The BE65 did not even flinch. The massive channel bandwidth and multi-link operation features of Wi-Fi 7 allowed the device to juggle massive amounts of data with zero bottlenecks, keeping everyone's speeds incredibly high and latency remarkably low. Beyond raw performance, the build quality and software integration are top tier. The unit feels incredibly premium with a robust waterproof rating that shrugs off heavy weather effortlessly. The AI roaming technology is at its absolute peak here. Moving around a large property with multiple Deco nodes installed feels entirely magical. Your devices simply stay locked onto full bars no matter where you walk. Additionally, the built-in Home Shield features gave me great peace of mind, actively blocking malicious traffic and securing all the smart IoT devices installed around my yard. The TP-Link Deco 7 Outdoor BE65 is an absolute triumph of networking engineering. It delivers unparalleled speed, massive device capacity, and premium security features in a highly durable package. If budget is not an issue, and you simply want the most capable, future-proof outdoor mesh node available on the market today, this device will exceed your highest expectations. 1. TP-Link RE715X. Now, you might be surprised to see a device that is traditionally known as a plug-in extender take the top spot for an outdoor video. But my exhaustive testing proved this unit is the ultimate secret weapon for backyard coverage. When paired with a weatherproof outdoor enclosure or simply plugged into a protected patio outlet, the RE715X delivers an absolutely unmatched combination of range, speed, compatibility, and sheer ease of use that destroys dedicated outdoor hardware. The secret to the RE715X's success lies in its insanely powerful internal amplifiers and its one-mesh compatibility. When I plugged this device into a socket just inside my sunroom door, its signal effortlessly punched right through the exterior walls and blanketed my entire backyard with flawless AX3000 Wi-Fi 6 speeds. I didn't even have to run complex power over Ethernet cables outside or drill holes in my siding. It simply grabbed my existing TP-Link router signal and replicated it with such intense strength that I had full bars at the absolute back edge of my property line. The setup process is a dream. You simply plug it in, press the WPS button, or use the highly intuitive Tether app, and within 90 seconds, it seamlessly integrates into your existing network. Because it supports TP-Link's one mesh, it creates a single, unified network name. Unlike older extenders that force you to switch to a network with EXT at the end, my phone automatically transitioned to the RE715X as soon as I stepped out the back door without interrupting my streaming music at all. Ultimately, the TP-Link RE715X earns the #1 spot because it provides the most elegant, powerful, and hassle-free solution to outdoor Wi-Fi dead zones. It completely bypasses the complicated installations of dedicated outdoor access points while delivering spectacular, reliable gigabit speed performance. Outro. That's all for today.